I told my wife. She only says money doesn't matter because we have it. My name is Ethan, and for most of my adult life, I believed my marriage was rock solid. My wife Clara and I are both high earners. I'm a neonatal specialist. She's a corporate lawyer. Our 3 kids have never had to wonder whether we could afford school trips or new clothes. We live in a quiet neighborhood with tree-lined streets and a backyard big enough for a pool. Clara loves to say one thing, over and over. Money doesn't matter. She says it like a moral principle, like a personality trait. When our daughter Lily asked for a designer backpack, Clara launched into a lecture about consumerism. When our son Miles wanted tickets to see his favorite band, she made him volunteer at a shelter first to understand real value. She prides herself on being detached from money. What she doesn't know, or maybe never truly understood, is that I grew up without it. I spent my childhood in a rundown mobile home with a sagging floor and unreliable heat. My mother cleaned houses under the table. I wore the same shoes until the soles split open. In high school, I worked overnight shifts at a convenience store, then studied in my car between classes. During medical school, ramen wasn't a phase. It was survival. I remember being 12 years old, silently adding up grocery prices while my mom shopped, terrified we'd have to put something back. Clara grew up in a different world. Her family lived in a spacious suburban home. Summers at the lake, ski trips in winter. The biggest financial stress she ever faced was a delayed bonus. I never argued with her philosophy out loud. On paper, she wasn't wrong. Money doesn't buy happiness. But every time she said it, something tight twisted in my chest. Last week, after a 30-hour shift, I mentioned that my old watch had finally died. Clara barely looked up. "You don't need a new one," she said. "A watch just tells time. Money doesn't matter." Something inside me snapped. "You only say that because we have it," I said. "You've never been poor a day in your life." She put her mug down sharply. "That's unfair. I volunteer. I donate. I care." "Caring about poverty isn't the same as living it," I replied. "Try saying money doesn't matter when you're choosing between rent and food." She stared at me like I'd slapped her, then she walked away. We didn't speak for 2 days. On Friday night, her brother Lucas called. I watched Clara's face drain of color as she listened. Lucas had been laid off 6 months earlier. He was 3 months behind on rent. Eviction notice. 1 week. "How much does he need?" I asked. "About 14,000 pounds, she said quietly. I pulled out my phone. "I'll send it now." She grabbed my wrist. "Wait, we need to think." "Think about what? He's your brother. He bought a new car last year. Massive payments. He made bad choices. He lost his job," I said. "That's not a choice." "He should have planned better," she said, her voice slipping into that calm, analytical lawyer tone. "If we just give him money, he won't learn anything." I felt sick. "Where is he supposed to sleep, Clara?" "He'll figure it out." I stared at her. This woman who lectured our children about empathy, who preached that money didn't define worth. "You spent nearly $1,000 on decorative tableware last month," I said. "How is that different?" "That's not the same." "How?" "He needs to learn responsibility. Money doesn't fix character." I laughed, but there was no humor in it. "So homelessness builds character?" She stood up. "I'm done with this." She went to the bedroom and closed the door. I sat alone thinking about Lucas. He'd helped me move houses twice. Watched our kids when we were stuck at work. Driven hours to rescue me when my car died. One bad year didn't erase that. I transferred the money. I didn't ask her again. She'd already answered. The next morning, Clara checked her phone and went completely still. "You sent him the money?" "Yes." "That was our money?" "I thought money didn't matter." She had no response. All those speeches about materialism, all those moral lessons, they vanished the moment helping someone she loved required a real sacrifice. She left that morning and stayed with her sister. Lucas texted later saying rent was paid. He'd picked up warehouse work and his wife agreed to counseling. Clara came back 2 days later. She moved into the guest room, and for the first time since we met, I realized that what she believed about money only applied when it didn't cost her anything.